Hello, good morning and welcome to a cool but clear Monza. And this is exactly the time of year at which Monza is probably at its greatest. The start of autumn or early spring, when it's cool and misty in the morning and you can feel the ghosts of the greats and the tragedies that this circuit has thrown up around you. Hello everybody, I'm Martin Haven. Alongside me is Tom Gaymore, who again has gone with the shorts option, trusting that the forecast is going to remain fair. Adrian Quaife-Hobbs, we ride with him, exited yesterday's race at high speed at the Variante Ascari. Big crash for him, but as you can see, car and driver are A-OK. Unfortunately now he is sort of struggling really, Tom, in the battle for the runner-up spot in the championship, which after Valtteri Bottas claimed victory yesterday is really where our focus now must turn.
Yes, the champion Valtteri Bottas crowned yesterday, as well as James Collado, the runner-up in the 2011 GP3 championship. So the fight today is for third place, and it's very much between Melker in the ascendancy, Quaife-Hobbs and Sims. Now, Quaife-Hobbs and Sims will be coming from the back of the field. It's going to be very interesting to see and chart their progress. Sims has done it before.
Derek Daly there, he is the FIA drivers representative in the steward's office, and also father of young Connor Daly, who lines up in third place. I don't know what, again, you know, we say this occasionally during the season. Connor must have coated his car in Vaseline or something yesterday to be able to go from 17th to 6th in such a long slipstreaming battle. So maybe a little bit of the Indy Lights oval use of the air that he's been experiencing back home in the USA is really helping him here, because it's not too often in European racing that you need the knowledge that you need at a track like Monza, how to use a toe, how to use a slipstream.
Yeah, just keep going forwards, and he's on the crest of a wave, like you said, on pole on the streets of Baltimore, coming off the back of his career best GP3 finish, 5th in Spa-Francorchamps, and 6th yesterday. So great job from the American as we battle to get our timing screen working.
Forget it. Timing is not working this morning in the booth. QuickTime won't even load, so we're just going to have to say what we see. Which, and you know, actually, in yesterday's race, the timing screen was a full lap behind, and often several changes of the lead behind, so we'll just have to try and call it as it happens. As ever, on board with your champion there, Valtteri Bottas. He will start 8th on the final grid of the GP3 season. Thomas Palkies crashed out yesterday, and the Tech 1 driver having to start from the pit lane for the last GP3 race of the year. It's Mitch Evans on pole, the Kiwi in the MW Arden car on the right-hand side of your screen. Antonio Felix da Costa for Status Grand Prix on the outside, and Connor Daly for Carlin ahead of Simon Trummer, the second MW Arden car. Our champion and yesterday's race winner starts 8th. He's the 4th man back on the left. Who is going to lead into the first turn for the final time of the year? Red lights on and away they go. Poor start from the pole man. Great start from Da Costa. Great start too from Simon Trummer. Connor Daly on the outside. They're going 3 wide. Daly on the left. On the inside is the car of Felix da Costa. It's going to be Connor Daly. It's not going to be Connor Daly. It's going to be Felix da Costa. Daly gets eased out. Da Costa just about squeezes through. And Valtteri Bottas in 4th place inside Connor Daly's blue car, looking for 3rd.
He will get that on the inside of the
curve.
No, he
didn't get the drive. Connor Daly is coming around the outside. Now then, he's going behind the man who's got the inside line to the chicane, Antonio Felix da Costa. He's hedging his bets. He's going to try and leave Mitch Evans to hang out to dry. Evans in the red car cuts into 2nd. Daly just avoids contact, and Collado is up to 5th place from 7th on the grid, but from 8th on the grid up to 4th place. Great start from our champion Valtteri Bottas. Everyone else is just scrabbling behind them, and Bottas again looking for a place, trying to take 3rd from Connor Daly. He is so fired up, the Finn.
Yeah, it could have been even better for the Finn had it not been for the cars being 3 wide going into turn 1. They balked his momentum, but nevertheless a great start, and it's all to play for as the cars fan out up to Ascari. Who can we pick out here? Who's on the inside? That is Collado.
And Bottas clatters into Daly. What a shame for both of them. Looks like Bottas has still got a wing. If he can avoid too many ruts here, he'll come way. Oh, and somebody else has gone off. Oh my goodness me, it's Alexander Sims on the back of.
And he'll be hoping that car in front slows down, otherwise he's going to have a torrid trip down the back straight.
That's a Tech 1 car. Is that Thomas Halkema or Arovino?
So Sims out of the third place fight now. It's down to Melker and Quaife Hobbs.
So who leads? It's Antonio Felix da Costa from Trummer, no, Evans, then Collado, then Melker. Trummer got held up in that little kerfuffle, and behind him is the white and blue car of Nico Muller. Muller outside, change for the lead. Great move by Mitch Evans, trying to figure out who's where, and you take your eye off the ball at your peril here. Epic racing, oh that's goodness me.
Melker in the ascendancy now in that fourth position. All he needs to do is keep the car there and get, well, he'll be after a podium position, but he needs to finish third in the championship. It's so important as you look for sponsors for 2012. As we see another change for the lead, is it going to be? All the way around the outside goes Antonio Felix da Costa. Collado's going to capitalise on that as Evans runs wide on the curbs into the first Lesmo. It'll be Collado second. And Melker will try and get through as well. Can he do it?
Evans is in trouble. Lesmo 1, he's on the outside, but he cuts back in behind the green and yellow car of James Collado, who is now in second. Mitch Evans, red and white, in his third place. White car of Nigel Melker with the yellow highlights and the yellow helmet, that's fourth position. Then Nico Muller, car number 7, and behind him is 26, beg your pardon, is 27, Seaman Trummer. Yellow flags are out. No safety car boards yet, though, but there is quite a lot of debris here. Well, replay of the start, and look, row 4 on the left-hand side of your picture, green and silver car, you can't really see the colours of it, dark car, goes left, or goes driver's right, down the inside immediately, and Collado follows Valtteri Bottas onto that inside line. It's 3 wide at the front, they all survive, everybody makes it through really successfully there.
I want to see if Trummer went before the lights went off. Trummer made a great start. I'm not saying he did jump the start, but...
Bottas, look at that, got hooked up superbly. Everybody else is going outside, he goes inside. Why is everybody else going outside?
He gets balked here. Look, the momentum could have been even better had not... I thought these two were going to go up in the air, but they didn't.
No, I mean, remarkably well held. Not one single car went through the runoff area at the start. Here, though, I'm not sure I would want to be Valtteri Bottas going to the steward's room with Connor Daly's dad there.
The dad is ultimately the gentleman that's going to be making the decisions there, and I don't think he's going to be best pleased, because that is just complete brain fade from the champ. I think he's just switched off, hasn't he?
Well, he's completely misjudged that. But whether or not Daly had to check up a fraction earlier to try and get the Alexander Sims is on the gas. Oh, and so absolutely no fault and no penalty there for Sims, although he pays the price. And again, Valtteri Bottas coming straight back on the track and causing another accident. Do you know, Derek Daly's not going to have to say anything at all. It is entirely self-evident. If the stewards don't see that, then Derek Daly's wasting his breath anyway.
I think they'll ask Valtteri Bottas politely to give a version of his events after watching the video.
They will drop kick the champion as far as they can. Now, what of course they can't do is take the championship or any points away from him, but driving like that, they might very well be inclined to try. Well, now then, breaking away at the front is James Collado. He's already sealed into second in the championship. Antonio Felix da Costa behind him in second place. The red car you're looking at third in Niku, Mitch Evans. White is Seaman Trummer, the second red and white MW Arden car. And Nigel Melker, the white Muka Motorsport car. RSC, Ralf Schumacher Muka Motorsport, we should say. And then big gap back to Rio Haryanto. But it's all about these guys, and it looks like Collado is not going to escape. Like in cycling, Tom, or, again, as we said, you know, 125 motorbikes, a car on its own goes less quickly than a long queue behind, and they've already caught him. Lewis Williamson for MW Arden, the third of their cars, is the quickest man. He's not in this lead group, but up into third goes, which one is it? Mitch Evans, isn't it? Who's third place now, ahead of Nico Muller.
It is Mitch Evans.
James Collado in the Racing Steps Foundation Lotus ART car in the lead, but being caught. Even Lukasevich. Status not having much of a weekend, are they? Alexander Sims crashed the car on the last lap of the first race. He's crashed the car in the first race of the first lap of the last race. of the season, of this current race, through no fault of his own, it has to be said. Caught out in time, and you have to say that the incident here that took Sims out, and whichever unfortunate it was in the Tech 1 team that he ran up the back of, was entirely again down to the champion Valtteri Bottas. I don't know, they did celebrate a little too much last night. I wonder if they see an Italian circuit, maybe they'll breathalyse him, who can tell. Here's the battle for the lead, though. It is the third of the status Grand Prix cars, Antonio Felix da Costa.
I saw him taped to the tyre trolley being wheeled around the paddock.
Yes, you can, yeah, you can take the racing mechanic out of his normal habitat, but you can't get rid of all his habits, can you? Antonio Duarte will be commentating in Eurosport's Portuguese office on Antonio taking the lead. A massive smoking tyre stop there to get in front of our race leader. And a drive-through for car number 2, Valtteri Bottas, causing a collision. Well, that's rather academic, isn't it? He's neither here nor there. He's, you know, way down the order. The car's pretty much wrecked anyway, so...
Callum McLeod, the young Brit.
Yeah.
In the Carlin car, haven't seen much of him, came in late as a replacement, as we see.
Good move into the Roger again, and that is, I mean, no question at all about it. Has he made a place anywhere else, Collado? Answer is yes, he has, but he's made more passing moves into the Roger by far, probably than anyone else, never mind than anywhere else he's attempted.
Okay, looking at Muller.
And right behind the white car of Nigel Melker is Rio Haryanto, and right behind him is the Carlin car of Callum McLeod. So McLeod is towing his way back up onto this. Don't forget, 2 laps ago, Collado was out on his own. There was a 4-car train behind. It's now Collado ahead of an 8-car train. And Collado under pressure. You can see why. Look, and the queue behind as well. There's another like 10 or 12 cars. Antonio Felix da Costa locking them outside of the first chicane as he takes the lead briefly. Back with live pictures, and again it is James Collado of Great Britain who leads. And in fact, you know what? The group behind are getting closer and closer. Those 2 white RSC and ADAX cars, they are closing up on the battle behind. Richie Stanaway with Christensen and Chavez. They're the white cars coming, and Cordero coming with them. Battle for 2nd under brakes, battle for 4th under brakes, battle for 6th under brakes, battle for 8th under brakes, battle for 12th under brakes behind. Just can't keep up with it.
Melker's lost a couple of places, hasn't he? He was on the back of Muller. Now Trummer and Haryanto are through.
This is snakes and ladders, isn't it? Valtteri Bottas comes down, and also coming down pit road, and Marussia Virgin come out. Which one is that? It's not Quaife Hobbs. It must be Matthias Lane, because it's not Rio Haryanto. Collado leads. Da Costa 2nd. Evans 3rd. Correct me if I'm wrong. Muller 4th. Somebody flew over the curbs in the background. That'll be one of the Carlin cars. Getting it wrong. And up the inside, 17 is Aro Vino. So the Carlin car behind him was Callum McLeod, I think. And again, look at that, Melker, the white car bouncing over the curbs. And that's Gabby Chavez way wide out of over the curbs there in the gravel. And that was almost 3 wheels in the gravel there, if not all 4. Rio Haryanto at the back of the lead queue, and a huge battle under braking again. And
Stanaway.
Yeah, through goes Richie Stanaway. In fact, it was Melker who lost that momentum, not Chavez. Again, too many white cars. Boys, get your paint sorted out.
Melker will be keen to put a move back. That was very brave from Richie Stanaway. One on his debut in Spa. Melker would have been hand in mouth, as he didn't want to get collected by the young Kiwi, as he needs to finish. Like I said at the beginning, it's 3rd place in the championship up for grabs. Quaife Hobbs is nowhere near him at the moment. As we see, look at this train. It's like a snake. Collado will weave across.
Yeah, and they'll all follow. Yeah, it's like birds in formation. Again, Antonio Felix da Costa trying around the outside. If you think Antonio Felix da Costa is a long name, wait until you hear his full name. You just can't get that in a commentary, particularly here at Monza.
Oopsie, we have who's off at the back there? Was that a Carlin car? Cordero, maybe?
Well, I don't know. Was that Callum McLeod? Because he was around that sort of 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th battle.
No, I think he's still going. It's a bit further back.
Oh, Da Costa looking inside. Under pressure, Mitch Evans on the outside. He's got a car in either mirror. So our leader, James Collado, sits in the middle of the road, and Evans goes through as Antonio Felix da Costa goes down to 3rd. Melker's off in the background, eased off into the gravel on the exit of the Roger.
I tell you what, he's going to make life very difficult for himself at this rate.
Well, everybody's out to
possibly
get him today, aren't they?